Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back for your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. Gaming, it is one of the most overlooked things within crypto because, again, blockchain gaming, it's so early. But guess what? Gaming is an area that is an absolute massive opportunity for projects to capitalize on. Why? Because when the hype comes back to crypto, when the crowd comes back to crypto, they're usually looking at retail-driven use cases. GameFi and gaming projects is a great way for them to tap into use cases within blockchain. Now, I've actually talked about a few ways that we lead to mass adoption. Right? There's a few ones. You have SocialFi, which, again, SocialFi is a great way to achieve mass adoption where you are sending and receiving payments within crypto, all through a social media account. Again, we already know that X is trying to incorporate crypto-based payments, which is a big step forward for mass adoption. But then you also have GameFi. GameFi is a great way to get there as well. Because, again, you have a completely new economy based on blockchain within the gaming world. Obviously, gaming is growing at a rapid pace. Everyone knows about gaming. You have streaming platforms like, Kick, even YouTube streaming, Twitch, you name it, they're massive because of gaming. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if we go over to DeFi Llama, this is gaming. This is TVL. Now, again, for the most part, we've been tracking real-world assets, but if we go back in time to 2021, we hit some significant figures here. We were ranging around almost $3 billion multiple times, 3 taps. Initially, this was during December of 2021 at about roughly almost 2.75 billion. Then we hit it again in February of 2022 at about roughly almost 2.78 billion. And then a third time, at about roughly 2.7 billion. Right now, we are sitting at roughly almost $1 billion. Which means there's still a lot of upside potential here, especially if we are going to, overshadow some of these moves from 2021 into 2022. Now, when we think about that, who's going to be at the forefront of this? Is it going to be Ethereum again? It might be, right? And there's no shame in admitting that. I mean, like when we look at a lot of these things, like even, we'll say real world assets, right? You can see the top player here in terms of TVL, it's Maker, it's on one chain, and that is Ethereum. Ethereum has been absolutely killing it, and it's for good measure, but over time things will start to change. And gaming, again, if we're looking at Hedera, they are at the forefront of the GameFi revolution. We have gaming as one of the fastest growing Web3 ecosystems, with many believing it could take crypto mainstream. As the gaming ecosystem continues to expand on Hedera, let's jump into what GameFi is all about. In 2021, Web3 gaming surged with GameFi when NFTs and play-to-earn P2E mechanics introduced a new layer of financial gamification. Today, gaming boasts the most active daily users in Web3, averaging about 23 times more on-chain transactions than DeFi protocols in 2023, which is a big statistic. Again, don't overlook gaming within crypto. Whilst traditional gaming often silos value within closed ecosystems, Web3 opens the door for this value to be moved freely. As NFTs in-game items published through studios like Lithos are no longer the property of the video game publisher, instead, these items are owned by the player and can be transacted as individual property. That means the players can loan, sell, and trade their items as they like. That's a new open market for a multi-billion-dollar industry. GameFi takes digital ownership in gaming a step further by integrating DeFi elements. This allows players to earn, trade, and utilize tokens within the gaming ecosystem. Examples include, and these are a lot of the big players within the Hedera ecosystem. Some Web3 games may leverage these in-game tokens as a medium of exchange for non-fungible digital items as tournament rewards or even for DAO governance, enabling the players to shape the future of the game. others may leverage these tokens for P2E mechanics, rewarding players as they progress through the game. This opens up opportunities for financial inclusion and empowerment, especially in regions with limited economic access. As GameFi continues to evolve, it's not just about disrupting the gaming industry, it's about reimagining digital economies, DeFi, and empowering individuals on a global scale. And I could not agree more. Listen, when we're talking about the next 100 million, the next 1 billion, this is how you get there, through endeavors like this. And I get it, right? Like gaming outside of crypto and all that, it's an industry that has always been looked at as, oh, it's just small, it's not that big. But you know, coming from the initial days of gaming, is where I actually built my agency out of. We were offering design services to a lot of esports organizations under contract, and you wouldn't believe how much money and how many, you know, viewers there is around gaming, esports, things like that. And we're talking about years back, 5, 6, 8 years back. Today, this is an industry that has been absolutely on fire because, again, it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I do think that an entirely new ecosystem and overall economy could be crafted through gaming, especially within Web3. This is going to be a game changer. Now, like I said, Hedera is at the forefront of this. There's so many great projects already on Hedera. For example, Neo Tokyo Code is a big one. This is with Dropper.io. This is the Web3 industry's largest cohort of gaming founders and investors have partnered to unite AAA devs and gamers on Hedera. As part of the announcement, Dropper outlined 3 initiatives designed to attract AAA game developers to Hedera: Web3 gaming infrastructure to simplify back-end tech requirements, a fund to unlock new streams of non-dilutionary funding, a partnership with Neo Tokyo as well, and this is all around creating AAA games. This is a game changer. And by the way, Neo Tokyo, they are an absolute giant. Since September of 2021, you could just see how big they've become. Over 165,000 plus followers, and their engagement rate, it's significant. And this is actually the overall ecosystem behind this. This is the citizen companies, founders and executives. Look at gaming, look at platforms and SaaS. You also have NFTs, art and utility, and even alpha and investments with media and content. This is truly becoming something very special, and it's all based around really kind of, you know, decentralizing the gaming industry, because it is an industry that is a monopoly, essentially. I think that this is such a game changer, and for Hedera to be involved, it's something very special. Now, also, we have the intersection of AAA gaming. Global IP and Web3 is considered a direct route to mainstream adoption, with organizations including FIFA, BBC Studios, Ubisoft, EA, and Lithos on Hedera. The network is positioned to usher in the next wave of AAA gaming, which is ultimately a breeding ground for massive adoption from major gamers out there and even fans of games, or even those that are playing games. It sounds crazy, but the esports arenas are filled to the brims with fans, watchers, individuals that want to watch and really kind of be a part of that. It is an absolute spectacle. But if we look at this, right, AAA titles and global IP bring immense pre-existing fan bases and cultural significance. By embracing Web3, these games are paving the way for mainstream adoption of blockchain gaming, introducing millions to decentralized economies and digital ownership. Like I said, it's no joke. A lot of people think that these use cases are, you know, just nothing, but they are so big. On a much larger scale, all you have to do is really look through a completely different lens. And I know that that is asking a lot to some people, but for most of you out there, you understand how big this could be. An example of a AAA gaming studio on Hedera is Lithos. Founded by PlayStation veteran, the man behind The Last of Us and Uncharted, with the IP being created by John Garvin, the man behind Days Gone. This team has an all-star lineup. One of the key benefits of AAA games adopting Web3 is the democratization of in-game assets. Players can truly own their digital in-game assets, all thanks to the blockchain Hashgraph. This ownership isn't just symbolic, it's tangible. Players can trade, sell, and even lend their in-game assets as NFTs, creating new avenues for value creation and economic empowerment within gaming ecosystems. Additionally, Web3 integration enhances the gaming experience itself because, again, if you look at this, right, the Realm GG, for an example, leverages the Hedera consensus service to ensure fairness and transparency in Play Apex Esports game data, which, by the way, fairness, cheating, and things like that within the gaming space, it's a big issue, and it always has been. So leveraging something like this to have transparency and fairness throughout is a big move. I think that this is great. Again, the retail sector will love these moves, and there's so many more. Guys, when we look at Hedera, they have really positioned themselves as an absolute leader. For an example, here's Legends of Past. Here's Unreal Engine and the team at Astronova. They have forged a further partnership with NVIDIA and Steam. They continue to push the boundaries. Like, these are AAA games in the making. And I know that it might not seem like it, right? But they are starting to become very big players. And when you look at some of these platforms, they might be small in terms of followers and stuff like that. But the quality, the things that are happening behind the scenes, they are really becoming big players. And right now, the numbers are still small around adoption of gaming within crypto and blockchain. But if you take a step back and realize how a lot of the, big games out there started very small. But quality is what will bring the masses. Quality is the thing that I look at when it comes to a lot of these gaming projects, because we don't really have a lot of quality within this space. That's why when I look at some of these names, right, whether it be Astronova, which, by the way, if you guys did want to go check them out, sorry, this is a wrong tag on Hedera's part. It's actually this one. If you actually look at some of the stuff behind some of these games on Hedera, I mean, the quality, it might not be the best, but it is extremely disruptive versus what we know around the gaming sector within this space. Since going all the way back to 2021 to now, gaming has been really improving on blockchain, which I'm a big fan of. Now, outside of this, we also have Earthlings Land, which is a project that I've been mentioning for a while, since going all the way back to 2022, simply because of what they have been doing in terms of creating this entirely new gaming experience as well that's very diverse versus what we were used to seeing. Obviously, they have been doing NFTs through like land and things like that. They've been I will say this, they've been a big player around this space. And I've already showcased some of the game. I know that's a little bit choppy because I'm watching it on X. If you actually go and look at this on like their YouTube channel, I believe it's on their YouTube channel. I might be wrong. But if you actually look at some of the artwork here, I know that this is a little bit of a trailer, so artwork could be deceiving by actual in-game play. But if it looks even remotely close to this, that's a huge win for the gaming space within blockchain and crypto, because this is where it all starts. Just like actual games, if anyone out there that's watching this is a gaming fan, you know that the initial days of gaming, even if you go back to like the old arcade games to where we are at now, it's night and day. Nobody would have thought that we would have gotten to the point where we are at right now in terms of gaming. So again, be patient. Understand how early we are in terms of the gaming revolution through blockchain, and just know that this is an industry that will bring, possibly hundreds of millions of eyes into the space, and even users that are going to be transacting value at scale as well, which, again, it seems as though Hedera is at the forefront of this. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.